The reason I created Workhouse, though, was there was one key thing that I missed when I did that. Work does provide a lot of social, a big part of our social lives in a lot of cases. I do realize that even though working virtually is great, there's also a need to be around people. As much as I hate to admit it, and the need's a lot greater for a lot of people. And so through what I do, I know a lot of contractors, I know a lot of freelancers, I know a lot of people that work independently and kind of have the established freedom of working wherever they want. But a lot of people that work from home, for one thing, maybe they can't get the peace and quiet that they need at their house due to whatever that may be. They need a place to go and focus. And I think when it comes down to it, all that matters about work to me is that you have a place, a way to sit down and focus. And it's as simple as, I do love space, and I do love the environments that I work in. I just simply don't like working in the same one every day, and that's a big part of it. But at the end of the day, people do need a place on any given day to get the energy they need, and the environment they need to focus on their work. So again, Workhouse provides you with one of those places. If you want to use it on a daily basis, it's certainly there for you to do that, and we have people that do that. But most of the people that are members at Workhouse, don't use it on a daily basis. They use it and they feel like using it, and the pricing is set so that that's okay. It gives you a consistent option that you can count on, that is going to be there, that is, if you need to get in the right mindset about working, everybody there is in that same mindset, and that definitely helps. And that energy is something that we can all feed off of. The reason I named it Workhouse was as simple as, it's a place about work. I'm really serious about work. I love my work. I try to be healthy about that, but I love working and making things. And I feel like the people that are at Workhouse at this point are kind of the same way. We're really serious about our businesses, but we're also trying to be streamlined and smart and efficient about that. And so Workhouse provides all those things. It provides a business address. It provides that social atmosphere that I'm talking about, where if I really just feel like I got to be with people and feel that buzz and feed off their energy, I basically go there to borrow the energy of other people. It does provide some old-timey things like a conference room, so that if we do need to meet with clients in person, we've got a place that we can count on to do that and do presentations and things like that. It's been really interesting to see, as we've acquired new members, each person's different notion or reasoning about why they think that they want to co-work, or why they want to join Workhouse, and how they'll use it. And there's been a lot more variety than I really thought. One of the best uses, I think, that I really enjoy and makes me feel good about Workhouse is a guy, came to me and said, here's the deal, I drive an hour and a half every day to work. And I realized that, most of those days that I go into work, I drive an hour and a half. I go into an office, I sit down at my desk, I sit down on my computer, and I spend the entire day just communicating. I get on the phone, I just check my email, I communicate via email, and then I drive an hour and a half back home. And most of the days, maybe 3 of the 5 days of the work week, he would basically do that. And if you think about that, it's kind of insane, because he could have just rolled over in his pajamas, got on his laptop and done the same thing, saved the gas, slept more, spent more time with his family, ate better. He has used it to where on those days where he knows that that's what the day's tasks involve, it just involves communication. Workhouse for him, the location that he's going to is, 5 minutes from his house. and it gives him a place of focus. But you know, he saves all that driving time, and then on the days that he needs to go to the office, because it's a big manufacturing facility, and there's days where he needs to work with the guys on the line, he goes and he does that. But he just batches those two things to make sure that he's doing one on one day and one on the other. And that's been really cool, because it's just making his life a little better in terms of quality. So one of the other things that we provide is identifying monthly speakers. We call those shop talks. And it's not so much about speakers coming in and giving an hour-long speech, but it's more about us being able to be an environment where we can just ask them questions. That process of having someone demystify how they did this or that is always pretty fascinating, and at least it is to me, and it's really valuable. And so we basically provide that, and that's a lot about what Workhaus is about. There's a guy named Bill that I met 12 years ago, that, to be honest, if I hadn't met him, I don't know that I'd have the business that I had today. And it was as simple as, a buddy introduced me to this guy named Bill. Bill was starting his own firm, and just seeing that and having Bill be a guy that would say, hey man, if you ever need to know anything, how to do this, how to, from the simplest things to, how to make a proposal, to create an invoice, or to how to do anything. I didn't know anything about what I was doing. He just made himself available to answer any question I had. And that mentorship really got me on my way from being a person that didn't know anything about what they were doing in terms of running a business, to having the confidence to do it. And then, of course, learning along the way. And I feel like that right there is a big part of what I want Workhaus to be about. It's about being able to get the mentorship you need, and the support you need, and being that mentor for other people. And I think that is hopefully going to be one of the key things that we provide at Workhaus.